Toronto couldn't have done an exchange until that point. And I think that was the perfect timing for the Big Toe to take place. We had a lot of dancers who had been doing it for quite a while, who had invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, and who had also been to other exchanges, knew a little bit about what it was. And we were ready to open up our city and show it to people for the first time. In Toronto, we've always been very proud of the live music that we have. And I think that was the biggest thing, was we wanted to show to our friends who danced out of town in different places what great music we have in Toronto, because you don't find that in very many places at all. Most people are dancing to what we would say is canned music, instead of this feeling of going out dancing with the band, and maybe something that's a little closer to what it was like in the original swing era. TOE stands for Toronto Ontario Exchange. Even though maybe some people thought it was a little bit silly, we wanted to make it a big event, and it was quite funny to have that connection with the foot anyways. So yeah, it was the Big Toe, the big Toronto Ontario Exchange. Really, this is supposed to be a party weekend. Come, have a good time, work on your dancing through osmosis, through watching, through feeling your partners and learning that way. And actually a lot of learning does take place at exchanges just through that intense immersion of dancing for a weekend. A workshop weekend is for workshops, and an exchange is for dancing and having a good time. So the after hours were all at what we called the Big Toe headquarters, which was 412 Richmond. This is a place that I'd been teaching at, and it's very much just an empty loft upstairs in what looks like an abandoned building, but very unfinished. You have the rough wall with the brick. It was very crowded, but I think some of the best dancing went on there. It was quite fun, very casual. Late night dancing is always fun because you're warmed up, you've been dancing all day, you're ready to just squeeze out the last bit of energy that you have. And I think most people go to these dance exchanges for the late nights more than anything else.
You want to feel real groovy, like a violent 10-cent movie. Don't need much kids alongside with the groove juice down.
Yeah, so the teachers created the Toronto Mishmash, which is backwards Shimshan, but it's Mishmash, T-O Mishmash.
One to five for the groove juice down. Feel like you're floating on about half of the world. No need to go boating because it's what you like. You wanna feel real groovy, like a violent 10-cent movie. Don't need much chasing on the side, the groove juice down.
TO Mishmash was really something unique to Toronto, I feel. It was the Toronto teachers at that time. It was myself, Alana Hawk, Solomon Douglas, and Jane Jadlovsky. We all got together at Alana's place, and we put together a jazz routine that then we were going to teach all of the students. Everyone can feel that they're a part of. So when a certain song comes on, in this case it was the Groovy Juice Jive, Slim and Slam, every time that comes on, dancers will get up and do it. And that was something quite fun for people in Toronto.
It was the Sunday, so all of the work had been done. People were just so casual and happy, and some of them were sort of dozing in the corner from being up all night, but it was a really nice time on the Sunday. There was some silliness. We had big inflatable shoes for people to dance in, and it was a nice hanging out experience.
Something that people maybe didn't know about, if you haven't been to other exchanges, is what a really amazing experience it is to have people stay at your house, to build that friendship over a weekend, to share that whole touring of Toronto with people who aren't from the city.
My name's Lisa Rubard, and I am a dancer from Cleveland. I'm actually from Portland, Oregon, but I go to school outside Cleveland, so that's where I dance now.
My name is Heather Hutzel, and I'm originally from Seattle, but I've lived in San Diego, and currently I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania.
My name is Kate Murphy. I'm from Ann Arbor, and I've been dancing Lindy for about 2 years.
It's really nice to see the different venues that Toronto has to offer, and it seems like a lot of visitors from out of town as well. So
I thought the exchange was like super well organized. It was really, really good.
Oh, it's been fantastic. I don't want to leave.
It was the first event that Toronto had on a big scale that invited so many people in from out of town and really put Toronto on the map as a very vibrant Lindy Hop community.